Hey guys, welcome back to the NC State Insider Podcast. I'm your host and lead beat writer on SI, Tucker Sennett. It's great to be back. It's another day to talk about North Carolina State athletics. And today we get to talk about something really exciting, or should I say, somebody really exciting. That's going to be running back Hollywood Smothers, also known as Daylan Smothers last year, but he's going by Hollywood now. So big name for what's looking like he's going to be a big piece for the Wolfpack this year. He might be a star in the making. He's not just a name. He's ready to take some big steps as the NC State focal piece on offense. And a lot of that it's going to be just operating as a safety valve for sophomore quarterback CJ Bailey in a lot of ways. Bailey was thrust into a starting role in a lot of ways you probably didn't expect last year after some injuries and other things. And he performed admirably and Smothers did as well in a challenging year offensively for the Wolfpack. But with first year offensive coordinator Kurt Roper, who was last year's quarterbacks coach at the helm now, the expectation is that things will look different and hopefully for Wolfpack fans better. How that's going to happen, who knows? Roper has said that this offense is hopefully going to evolve a little bit while embracing some of the previous um, focal points, if that makes sense. And that evolution sort of remains to be seen. But I think a lot of Wolfpack fans hope that players like Smothers, like tight end Justin Jolie, like Jonathan Paylor, those guys need to touch the ball more. But today, let's really hone in on Smothers. And to hone in on him, we'll start by going back a year. Obviously, last year was his first year with NC State, his redshirt freshman year, after he spent a year as a freshman in Oklahoma, didn't get a lot of playing time there, decided to take his talents to NC State here in Raleigh. And he was impressive, even though it wasn't gaudy stats. They don't blow you out of the water. It's not like he was in any Heisman conversations or anything like that. The on the field tape and exploits speak for themselves. Smothers finished with 89 attempts and had 571 yards on the ground. He averaged 6.4 yards per carry, which ended up being, I believe, sixth in school history for that average. And there's been some quality backs at NC State over the years, including some do-it-all guys similar to Smothers. Most recently, Wolfpack fans might remember a guy like Naheem Hines, who's gone on to have a very nice NFL career as a sort of plug and play running back, most notably with the Colts. Great player, some similarities, but Smothers has some way to go before he can talk about being an NFL back. This year will certainly be a big test for him. Also in 2024, Smothers was he had a nose for the end zone. Um, he scored six rushing touchdowns last season, including what a lot of people I think would call sort of his breakout moment. And that was against Georgia Tech. And against Georgia Tech, he in the fourth quarter broke free for a 53-yard touchdown rush. And let me tell you, he just absolutely blew these guys out of the water from Georgia Tech. Unfortunately, it looked like NC State was going to go on to win that game after that touchdown. and which capped off a 22-point quarter for the Wolfpack. It was a tremendous comeback for them. Um, they lost. The defense collapsed. So that's the defensive side of the ball is a big reason this team was picked to finish 10th in the ACC, um, just because there's a lot of unknowns. And hopefully, with some ball control and some excitement on that offensive side, with Smothers leading the way, of course, that will help pave the way for first year defensive coordinator DJ Elliott's brand new defense, and sort of give them some time to breathe and figure things out as a unit. When I say do it all, I mean it about Smothers. Smothers had an impact catching the ball as well, which is sort of getting back to why I said he'll be an important safety valve, because he will have an impact in the passing game. Smothers caught 19 passes last year for 263 yards, but he averaged almost 14 yards per reception. Um, that's an impressive number for any back. So if he can, you know, get the ball more in the passing game, whether that's screen passes or wheel routes, stuff like that, Wolfpack fans can expect a serious weapon out of the backfield. And this is a kid that's confident. He's feeling really good about this team. He said he feels like the Wolfpack have everything they need in place to make this jump from a 6-win team to maybe a 10-win team. And whether that's true remains to be seen. We really won't know until the first game what this all looks like. But I think in a lot of ways his confidence has helped a young offense grow, particularly the guys behind him. And um, running back Duke Scott is a really exciting player behind Smothers, and they sort of have a friendly, I don't want to say banter, but back and forth about who the lead back on this team is, and Smothers is the lead back, but he said, in fall camp that he wants Scott fighting for his job every day, and that's important for any football team to have that internal competition, as long as it doesn't reach a point where there's some toxicity between these guys and it's affecting the play on the field. So you know, that healthy competition could go a long way for this Wolfpack team. Um, he's a leader in this running back room and this offense. And I think a lot of that leadership and versatility is what's gotten him to be on the Paul Hornung Award watch list. He was named to that earlier this week. Exciting stuff for Smothers, obviously. That award, if you're not familiar, goes to college football's most versatile player. It's a good indicator of, do-it-all players, and um, kind of the prime example was the guy who won the award the last 2 seasons. A player you all know by the name of Travis Hunter. He won the award in 2023 and 2024. Of course, 2024, he also won the Heisman and was selected very high in the first round of the NFL draft. Smothers is one of a lot of guys on that list. I believe it's 46. So, by no means a guarantee that he's expected to be the most versatile player in college football. But given those stats we looked at, the 500 over 500 yards on the ground, over 250 yards through the air, this is an all-purpose guy, and he has a chance to be something really exciting if he's used in the right ways and stays on the field. Of course, that's always something that's in this modern era of running backs. It takes a toll on the body. So he's a guy that NC State really needs to have on the field to be successful in 2025. He's certainly looking forward to getting out there and avenging that Military Bowl game loss to East Carolina. I know a lot of the players have said that taste is still pretty bitter in their mouth from last year, and he wants to avenge that loss in a lot of ways, and he's got a chance to in week one, and he these guys are hungry. They want to get out on the field, and we're only a few weeks away from that game. I think the Wolfpack fans everywhere are really excited to see them exercise those demons because that was a really ugly game for a lot of reasons. But Smothers was quite good in that game, and he could be a game breaker, and I think they're counting on that ability early this season. That was our deep dive on Hollywood Smothers. Obviously, there'll be more to come as camp moves along and we get more access to more players. And it certainly won't be the last time we talk about Hollywood Smothers because you can expect a big year from him. And that's something every Wolfpack fan should be looking forward to. That's all we have today for the NC State Insider Podcast on SI. I'm Tucker Sennett, your lead beat writer and host. Follow on Twitter at Sennett Tucker and at Wolfpack on SI for stories every day. I'll be back here with you every day for the rest of football season and moving into basketball season. Have a great day, everybody.